Word up, everybody. Welcome to Word of the Day with Comedians. I'm your host, Dennis Maller, and joining me on the program today is comedian, podcaster, and man with great hair and fun things in his house, Ken Reid. What's going on,
How's
Ken?
it going? How are you?
Great. For those who are listening to the audio-only version of this is the first time I would tell you, you're missing out. Ken and I are the Boston 2 comedians that have the most envious podcast studios for different reasons. Like, mine looks like a studio. Ken's looks like the Funhouse TV show from VHS or UHF with Weird Al.
Yeah, I kind of go with like Philo's laboratory in UHF.
Yes, yes.
or the final game on MTV's Remote Control.
The final game. The last day when they just like, hey, audience, take home what you want.
Where they have to ID the videos. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Ken. So our word of the day today is, here we go, Contumacious. Nope, I definitely said that wrong. Let's listen to the pronouncer.
Contumacious.
Contumacious. Yes, contumacious. Of course, as our longtime, if there are any by this point, longtime viewers and listeners know, I am not great at pronouncing words because I went to 6 years of community college and didn't graduate.
In the Baltimore area too, right?
D.C. See, I tried to get out of Baltimore and I went to D.C. I went to community college in D.C.
That's a bad accent area. Generally, like that's
yes.
Sort of the trifecta of bad accents. The like South Philly, Baltimore, like that whole Jersey, that little. I mean, that's some of the worst accents in the country.
In Baltimore, we elongate our O's. We add R's needlessly in the word. Yeah. My favorite Baltimore accent is, you go down Blair Road, which is spelled B-E-L space A-I-R, Blair Road. You know, like Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Blair. So you go up Blair Road there to Home Depot and pick yourself up a zinc so you can wash your clothes in water in the zinc.
We're water. So, point being, it's not your fault.
Fair enough, yes. I was born this way. By the way, contumacious means to be stubbornly disobedient and rebellious. And I didn't purposely pick this word for you, but as soon as I saw the word, I'm like, oh, that definitely describes Ken Reid's younger years.
What are you contumating against? What do you got?
Yeah, I think, you and I both, grew up as literal punk rock kids in our, suburban areas that are just slightly outside of dangerous cities. And, we both have a fondness for being the Abby Hoffmans of our small school groups, maybe.
Okay. I'll take that.
Which, by the way, it wasn't until that movie of the Chicago 7 came out that I found out that Abby Hoffman was not a rebellious woman.
No, but he is from Boston, and he has a real broad old man Boston accent, speaking of accents. I think Sacha Baron Cohen plays him in that movie.
Correct, he does. And he does a good job.
Yeah.
He does the accent. It's not as heavy, but it's definitely there. In your younger years, when was the time that you felt like you were the most disobedient?
Oh, I was always super disobedient. Like, the first story that came to mind was I hate egg salad because I'm a human being with taste. And egg salad is vile. Like, people who like egg salad are just like, oh, I wish this sandwich tasted like demon farts. And there's so many other sandwich fillings that there's no reason to pick egg salad. So in kindergarten, no, actually it was preschool, 1983. I was in this weird preschool in Arlington, I think. And earlier that year, they had made us be in a production of Grease.
What?
It was bizarre. And I have a photo of the whole class on stage, these 3-year-olds. And I have my hair greased back with a leather jacket and no shirt on.
Which you have not changed that hairstyle since preschool.
Pretty similar. But anyway, so the school was run by these girls who were probably, in hindsight, they were probably like 20, And one day my dad gives me my lunch and sends me to school. And I'm like, what is that? Because it smelled like egg salad. And he's like, it's tuna. And I'm like, that better not be egg salad. He's like, no, it's tuna. So I get to school. It's lunchtime. I open up the sandwich. It's egg salad. So I crushed the sandwich into a ball and I just whipped it against the wall. And it stuck there. And they were like, you need to clean that up. And I was like, no, I don't. My father needs to clean that up because he lied to me. And they made him come clean it up. He did.
Wow. Now, here's the difference between you and I. I would rather eat egg salad over tuna salad any day, personally.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Well, I don't have any love for egg salad, but I have a lot of hatred for tuna salad.
Really? What about chicken salad?
I just started eating chicken salad a few years ago. And I will say I don't eat a lot of it, but Stop and Shop, specifically in Medford, I used to work, you know where I used to work at the old KISS 108 building across the street.
Yep.
And I worked for everyone else. I worked a split shift, so I'd go in for 4 hours, have all for 4 hours, and then come back for another 4 hours. And in that 4 hour break for a while, I would leave, walk across the dangerous highway, and go to Planet Fitness and work out. And my treat for lunch after working out would be go to the Stop and Shop next door and buy chicken salad made with leftover rotisserie chicken from Stop and Shop. And it also had grapes in it. And it was on a croissant. And that would be my favorite delightful lunch. And I had not had chicken salad since I stopped working at that job, because my local Stop and Shop here in Alston doesn't carry that sandwich.
You know what they do have at that Stop and Shop in Alston, though? They have the cranberry walnut chicken salad, which is real nice.
All right. So that brings us to our fun fact. Did you know about the word, which I've already forgotten how to pronounce, is contumacious? Let's see here. One more time.
Contumacious.
Yes, I got it right.
Contumacious.
Like contemplative and like tenacious. Contumacious.
That's my favorite band, Contumacious D.
Yeah.
So the fun fact, did you know, coming from Merriam-Webster, is legal contexts are one area where you might encounter this fancy word for rebellious or insubordinate. And the link between contumacious and the law goes back to Latin. The Latin adjective contumax means rebellious, or in specific cases, showing contempt of court.
Contumax was one of the better spicy cable stations. You just did the according to Webster's dictionary.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Okay.
Contumacious is related to contumely, meaning harsh language or treatment arising from haughtiness and contempt. Both contumacious and contumely are thought to ultimately come from the Latin verb tumēre, meaning to swell or to be proud.
Oh, you can use that in a sentence.
Unfortunately, I don't want to get the X rating, because when I think of tumēre meaning to swell, I'm already thinking of something that I saw on Between the Blurred Lines on Contumax.
Yeah, although obviously you get the word tumor.
Oh, okay.
Which is way less sexy. Hopefully.
Hey, are you just happy to see me, or is that a tumor in your pants? It's a tumor. I need a doctor.
Why does it have to be or?
Awesome. So that brings us now to the time where we will start constructing our sentence and using contumacious in context. And of course, every good sentence has a subject. It is about somebody. So we need to think of a person, Ken and I, we need to think of a person who would represent rebelliousness. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual person. It could just be a generic name for somebody that represents rebellion.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, okay. R.I.P. Harry Dean Stanton. Could Harry Dean Stanton be doing where we would refer to him as being contumacious?
Swinging a baseball bat.
Which, by the way, for those, Harry Dean Stanton, amazing character actor, been in many things. He is best known for Repo Man. Wasn't he also didn't he play the father of
Pretty in Pink?
Pretty in Pink. Yeah, because sometimes I get the father-daughter relationship in Pretty in Pink and
16 Candles?
Eyes.
Say Anything.
Say Anything. I get those father-daughter relationships mixed up all the time.
Yeah, that's John. Forget what his
Hurley?
last name is. No, not
No,
Hurley.
it's the father from Frasier.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I often get those conflated. And I probably also think the same thing about the 16 Candles relationship too.
Which is Paul Dooley.
Also, for those who are not film buffs, you will know Harry Dean Stanton as the security guard from Marvel's Avengers that gives Bruce Banner a pair of pants after he land, in his own words, green and buck-ass naked. What is an absurd thing that he could be swinging a bat at?
Road sign baseball.
Okay, roadside baseball. Yes, roadside baseball. Okay. All right, everybody. We have officially selected our word of the day. We have defined it. And we have created a sentence using it in context. And to present all that to you is my guest, Ken Reid.
Contumacious, stubbornly disobedient, rebellious. All caps on rebellious, by the way. So that's how professional reads it. Driving down Route 66 on a break from the set of The Straight Story, Harry Dean Stanton and Rebecca De Mornay proved to be quite contumacious by playing road sign baseball against society's wishes.
Yes, perfect. And I love you did 3 distinct different announcer voices in there. You had regular announcer voice. You had what's the guy from Succession who also does McDonald's commercials?
Oh, Brian Cox.
Yeah, you definitely had a Brian Cox-esque voice in there. And then you did straight newsread guy for the sentence. Great job, Ken. All right, everybody, we have officially expanded our vocabulary by one more word today. And of course, if you use contumacious in or out of context, please tell me all about it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you, Ken, for joining me. Please tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm at ikenreid.com, IKENREID. If I ever leave my house again, you will find out about it there. And I have a weekly podcast. We're up to 550 episodes plus. TV Guidance Counselor. You can go to tvguidancecounselor.com or at any place podcasts are sold. And I am at Kenneth W. Reid or at TV Guidance on social media.
Excellent. And by the way, if you love TV, if you love movies, TV Guidance Counselor is the podcast to listen to. Ken, real quick, I'll do the plug for you. He owns every edition of TV Guide. He brings a guest on. They go through an episode of TV Guide. And I don't know if I know a single person that knows more about TV than Ken Reid. So it's always fascinating and fun to listen to because you'll learn something about TV that you probably didn't want to learn, but you will learn it.
Or that I don't want to know.
Excellent. Thanks for being here, Ken. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And don't forget to word up.